Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Is everybody awake? No? Maybe? Yes. Okay. So I am here to chat with you. My name's Amanda. I'm Amanda Stomas. I actually live in the Salt Lake, Utah area. Yes. I've met some of you guys. I'm new from Minnesota, though, so you'll probably hear my Minnesotan kind of funny accent every once in a while. I am a clinical coordinator for BioMarin. And what does that mean? I am a dietitian here to help patients be educated, advocate, connect with your parents when we work alongside clinics. So this is a safe space here, though. There's no judgment. Just really here to help you guys connect to the topic. But I also want to introduce my coworkers around the room here. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa, and I, like Amanda, I'm a clinical coordinator for BioMarin, and I live in San Francisco, so I cover the Northern California area.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Foster. I am also a clinical coordinator, and I live in
And hello, I'm Corey Griggs, and I'm a clinical coordinator in Portland, Vancouver, Washington, Oregon. And, yeah.
Does anybody in here live in any of those states? We got California, Oregon, Indiana, Utah. Raise your hand. Okay, so we got my Utah. Okay, so I would also like a raise of hand. Who in here has PKU? And then who in here is a loved one or a support of PKU? All right. No, absolutely. So my next point was, please be involved. Like if you want to grab a packet too, this topic is focused on the teens, the kids, but really there's a lot about just the support person too. So go ahead and take a packet. Feel free. All right. So as a heads up, I did say we work alongside your clinic. We're here to support you. We're here to educate you. What we aren't here to do is to give you medical advice. So anything that comes up in your head, questions-wise, that has to do with your medical care, make sure you take that back to your clinic. But also don't be afraid to ask questions. If a question comes up and we're not, able to answer that, we'll tell you. So just ask the questions, okay? Okay. So you are here to be empowered, in charge of how to take that lead on your blood fee management. Okay, that's what we're talking all about today, is the blood fee management. Everybody stand up, please. We're gonna move around a little bit, okay? We're gonna start off easy. You can set yourself down wherever you want. We're doing kind of like a this or that game. I know. Don't run over each other, this is no rush. But over here, Lisa, raise your hand. Okay. If you would consider yourself indoorsy, I want you to go over here. Corey, raise your hand. If you're an outdoorsy person, go over there. Indoorsy, outdoorsy, and in the middle, a little bit of both. That's so good.
you indoorsy.
Yep. I think I'm a little more indoorsy. Okay, so you guys get the concept of the game. Now we're going to talk about your hobby. Okay, so over here with Lisa, we've got, do you like to read? Over here with Corey, we've got, are you like a cooking, baking kind of person? In the back with Lindsay, are you more like a play at sports kind of person? And then up in the center here, we've got, are you a gamer? Or do you like just playing on your phone, watching TV? I think I might just have you stay right there. Okay, so what do you think we have the most of? What's your group? Sports. Yell out. What's your favorite sport? Everybody just yell out. All right. We have.
What if it's like more than one?
Okay, that's a great question. Do you want to just run around the room so you hit them all? Yeah, that was a great question. Because actually, the next question is going to be a little bit more. You might be a little bit of everything. Okay, so either just choose the one that fits you most, or you kind of think you are right now, or if you want to go in between a bunch of them, please do. It's a PKU related question. when your blood Phe levels are high or your loved one's blood Phe levels are high, what is the emotion you feel? Lisa, we're going with anxious, anxiety. In the back, maybe more irritable, angry. Over here, maybe more sad or depressed feeling. In the center here, we've got forgetful, like a little foggy, confused, forgetful. And then up here with me, where you're like, just hard to focus, really trouble concentrating. So again, this is if your blood Phe levels are high, where do you think you most relate to? Do you have a question? Maybe trouble focusing. Come up.
What you already have
Yeah. Oh, come up here with me. Hanging out here. And if, yes.
Never had a really high.
Okay. That's great. What if you don't have a high Phe level and you're not really sure what that would feel like? What do you think you would feel like? What would you be most concerned about feeling? Okay. Well, hey, guys, I think we're in the right spot. I think what we're actually talking about today is to actually connect what are high Phe levels and what could they feel like. So right now we're a little lost and like not really sure what it would feel like because either we aren't aware or we haven't had high Phe levels. I think you're in a great spot. Okay. So we're not going to move around the room. That's okay. So let's all come back down to our seats and we'll talk about it. Yeah, good. Yeah, and all of them. You could just like run around the room. I love it. Thank you for joining in my game and getting moved around a little bit. Does anybody want to take a guess on what this emoji is feeling right now? Anxious, maybe? Yeah. Oh, different type. Oh, this was from a computer. This wasn't a phone. So we are going to actually review each emotion that has been strongly correlated or related to high Phe levels. So anxiety, does anybody want to take a guess on just like a one-word definition of what is anxiety? Or feeling anxious? What might that feel like? Anyone? Yeah. I heard worried a lot, maybe trapped in your own head. Thank you guys for sharing. That's very spot on with something also I found to describe. It's both like a mental and physical state of kind of a negative expectation causing tension, worry, and fear. And again, this is something that can be correlated to having a high Phe level. What do you think this person's feeling? Sadness, yes. So sometimes people can feel a sadness when it comes to high Phe levels. Does anybody want to take a stab at like if they've ever felt, even not related to high Phe levels, if you've ever just felt sad, how would you explain that to someone if you're feeling sad? Like I might be more kind of quiet, maybe withdrawn from my friends, needing some more alone time. What about this guy? Anyone? Is that person happy? Irritation? Angry? Has anybody, just raise your hand. Have you felt angry or irritated at anything in life? I think most of us have felt angry or irritated just with anything. That's a very common symptom of high blood Phe level. What does that look like? I'll also share, I found irritability can be described as being related to like a fight or flight. So meaning you might not even notice you're irritated and all of a sudden someone says something so benign that but you just go off the handle. And someone around you, like a parent or a friend's like, where did that just come from? That's like an irritation, a fight or flight. What's this guy thinking? Yeah, meh. So this is what we chose for confused. This guy's confused. He's not really sure what's going on. Kind of a blank slate sometimes. Does anybody ever feel like that? Like someone's trying to talk to them and they're like, how do you feel? What's going on? And you're like, you felt like that? Hey. Maybe right now, like I'm asking you a question, I don't know. So when it comes to a state of confusion, that's kind of like being bewildered, perplexed, just not really understanding or sure how to answer the question. And that can, again, be a symptom of high phi levels. What about this guy? What do you think they're doing? So they're paying attention to like what we're talking about? Maybe trouble focusing, daydreaming. Teacher might call on you and they ask you to answer the question. You're like, sometimes. Now, again, all of these things can be felt regardless, but it also can be a symptom of high phi level. What do you think this is? Has your parent ever asked you to like do something and you forget? Do you intentionally forget or do you legitimately forget? Maybe a little bit of both sometimes. And maybe some of you haven't been through this before if you haven't had high phi levels. But sometimes it really is a thing. If you have high phi levels, you legitimately forget someone asked you to do something or told you something. And you could walk away and say, I don't remember. And so just be aware of that, because that's not an argument we ever really want to have. And with that said, I just want to have Lindsay join up with us and move on. Thanks for cooperating with my feelings.
Thanks, guys. So Amanda's done a great job of kind of introducing us to being able to recognize those symptoms and understand what we're talking about when we say, anxiety and confusion and depression, all of those things. But why do we care? Like, why do we care if, we're experiencing this? So these symptoms can affect your ability to focus at school or work. Can anybody think of an example where ability to focus would affect you at school or work? If it has, or if you can think of how it might? So let's say maybe you're studying you've got a math test coming up. How could that ability to focus affect that? Yeah, you don't study, right? Or you have trouble studying. Maybe you're having trouble listening in class and understanding the concepts. Or at work, you've started a new job and your boss is teaching you how to work the cash register and you are just kind of, oh wait, we've been talking for a while and I wasn't listening. So, those symptoms can affect you in those ways that can impact your life, right? It can also make it difficult for you to remember a complete task. So Amanda kind of talked about that a little bit. Like mom tells you to do something and comes home and you haven't done it. Can anybody think of any examples of when that might have happened to them? Or did you have an example? Oh. Or does somebody have an example of when that's happened with a loved one? Yeah, so maybe a mom gives you a list of chores to complete and comes home and they haven't been done because you forgot. And sometimes it's because you chose not to. But that can impact our relationships. It can make mom really frustrated. It can make you frustrated. So that can be pretty tough. So let's also talk about how it might impact your relationships with friends or loved ones. So any thoughts on how some of these symptoms can impact those feelings? Yes.
One of my friends
Mhm.
it's like really weird. Became a best friend for like 3 hours. And then she like forgot about it. I just like does stuff in a different relationship.
So maybe just some trouble focusing, some difficulty remembering things, those kind of symptoms. So, some other things to think about is anxiety. Do you guys ever, and sometimes when we're feeling anxious, we think about, think our friends mad at us when they're not really mad at us, or we're feeling anxious about those relationships, or maybe mom and dad are frustrated because we didn't complete those tasks. And that can all impact relationships. So these are all just kind of things to think about and reasons to remember why it's important to help keep your fee under control, because it can affect your work and how you think and how you feel and how you act. That was a great example. So what can we do to minimize those blood fee levels? Well, the most important thing to do is to know your fee. So do any of you have trouble remembering or remembering to send in your fee levels consistently? Do you guys do a good job of that? It's okay. So knowing your fee level and sending them based on what the clinic wants you to do, and knowing the treatment range. So we know the treatment range is between 2 and 6. That's what a lot of clinics use, or 120 to 360 if your clinic uses those. So knowing it's the first step. We also recognize that this can be a stressful thing to do. So knowing when you sit in your fee level, and it maybe you're a little anxious that it can come back a little high. But think of it as a tool. We're going to use this as a tool to help manage our PKO. It doesn't reflect on who you are as a person. It's just something that we need to know so we can manage and keep those fee levels in control, so we're not experiencing those symptoms of high blood fee. So we're going to do a fun little activity to kind of help you guys remember that. So all of you should have a piece of paper in your packet. And what I want you guys to do with this piece is write down, you also have a pen, I want you to write down your most recent fee level. And this could be, if you don't remember, just take a guess. And then once you write down your fee level, we're going to turn this into a paper airplane. So has everybody got their, write your fee level down, or you can, if you have a loved one in here, you can write down their most recent fee level. And
don't remember, just write a number.
Yep. But that would be something also to think about. You guys probably, talk with your parents and say, hey, what was my last fee level? Okay, but not right now. You can go ahead and write down a number. And it, like Lisa said, if you don't remember, just write down a number. If you think it was in range, you can write down a 3. All right. And then we're going to turn it into a paper airplane. If you don't want to make a paper airplane, you can also just wad it up into a ball. First step in the paper airplane, if you don't know how to make it, fold it in half. We've got the steps on here. And then you're going to fold the 2 corners into the middle. Right? Mine's going to be kind of wonky. And that's okay. 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 Then you're going to take your 2 edges again and fold them in again. Yep, you can totally crumble it in a ball.
No judgment.
Mine's not going to be good either. So we're going to fold it in once and then again like this. Fold it in once and again like that. Or just crumple it up. Okay, and then you're going to make your rings. And because this fee level doesn't represent who you are as a person, It's just a tool for you to help manage your PKU. I want you guys to take your paper airplane or your crumpled up ball and just throw it away from you. And I don't want to hit anybody in the eye. Just throw it. And it's a tough card stock to fold too. All right, let it fly. Yep. Nice. Yes. All right, you keep working on it. When you've got it done, you could let it fly. That was all right. So we don't want you to feel bad about what your level has been in the past. We just want you to feel excited about what your blood Phe level can be in the future, right? And so remembering it's just a tool. So the next thing we want you guys to do is think about, and maybe this is now or maybe it's been in the past, but think about how you felt when you had your lowest blood Phe or your blood Phe within range. And we want you to write that down on this card. So we've got all these little postcards in here. We want you to write down how you felt, just as keeping it positive, how you feel when your blood Phe is in range or when it's lowest. Yes.
So we're just kind of observing.
It varies. Yeah, does anybody want to share with them how often they send their blood Phe level in? It varies from clinic to clinic. Go ahead. Okay. How about you guys in the back? How often do you guys send your blood Phe levels? Every month? Is that pretty common around you guys every month? Yeah. So, and it may vary from clinic to clinic. And that's a great question to take back to your clinic.
I was curious, as I guess, there's a lot of stuff like, well, test taking and trying to observe, but it's kind of like once a month.
So that's a good question for the clinic. I imagine if a Phe level is coming back high, they may say maybe send it a little sooner. So, all right. So make sure you're writing down. Did you lose your pen? There's one right there. We want you to write down how you feel when your Phe level is in control, so you can remember, how you feel, when you have that level in range. All right, and I think we're ready for Lisa.
All right, well, I'll give you guys a moment to fill out your cards to really think about it. All right. And of course, if you can't think of anything right now, keep that card with you, reflect on it, and maybe write something down later today, or talk to your parents about it and see if they can give you some ideas. So thanks, Lindsay. That was great. Now let's come back to talking about high Phe symptoms and recognizing how they may be affecting you. BioMarin has a tool available to help assess how these symptoms may be affecting you. The great thing about this tool is that it's available both online and in hard copy. So you guys have the hard copy in the packets in front of you. And the other great thing about this tool is that it's intended to be filled out not only by people that have PKU, but by their parents or a sibling or a loved one. So let's go ahead and actually make this part in. Yep, you got it. That's it. That's the one. It's this one, the PKU symptom checker. So let's go ahead and actually make this part interactive. And I'm giving you guys permission in a talk to take out your phones and go ahead and follow along on your phone if you want. If you don't have your cell phone or you don't want to bring out your phone, not a big deal. We can just use the paper copy since you guys all have the paper copy in front of you and pens. So you can pull up the website by either typing in the web address or scanning the QR code. So I am actually going to, hopefully, my technology sometimes doesn't want to work with me, even though. There we go. Nope. All right. So the Zoom thing me up there. All right, so I was gonna use the online version, but since that looks like that might not be an option, I'm going to, hey, Lindsay, do you mind just going, or getting back on the page? So I'm actually gonna walk through the questions. And I have a couple challenges for you guys today. So my first challenge is that I encourage you right now, while I'm going through the questionnaire, to answer the questions about yourself. And then for the people in the room that are parents of a kid with PKU, fill it out on the other side. So you'll see the one side, it says, it is difficult for me. That's the side that reflects if you have PKU. The other side says it's difficult for the person. So that's for your parent to fill out. And for those of you that need a little bit more time to reflect on the questions, that's totally fine. But I do encourage you to fill it out later today. And then if your parent isn't in the room, which for most of you, that's the case, give it to your parent or a sibling or a friend, someone else that cares about you, and have them fill out the other side. And then my extra bonus challenge to you guys is to take this information. So whether you fill out the hard copy or the online version, is I encourage you to take it to your next clinic visit and discuss the answers that you fill in with your clinic team. All right, so let's go through these questions. The first one, it is difficult for me to focus. And the way the answers work is circle anywhere from never, or the online version, put the pink dot on the never, somewhere in between, sometimes, somewhere in between, and always. Okay. So I have recently found it difficult to maintain a PKU-friendly fee-restricted diet. Go ahead and put your answer for that one. And if you are filling out somewhere near the always side, you're not alone. 9 out of 10 adults have difficulty maintaining a fee-restricted diet. So going down to the next question. I can be forgetful and I often misplace things or need repeated reminders. Anywhere from never, sometimes, to always. I feel uncomfortable in groups or get anxious when leaving the house. And anxiety and depression are common symptoms of high fee in both adolescents and adults with PKU. I don't understand what is causing my mood changes and can feel sad or angry without knowing why. I often feel foggy or unable to pay attention. Never foggy, sometimes foggy, always foggy. I often have trouble organizing daily tasks and figuring out a plan of action. And our last question, it can take me a long time to respond to a question, and I find it difficult to think quickly. Eat. Is it? All right. How many of you actually do have your phones with you? Okay, good, perfect. Most of you. All right, so let's actually have a little fun with this and about what we learned. What's up? Okay, I'm on maybe. You're way hipper than me. So I want everyone to go to www.menti.com, and we are going to have a little quiz time to go over what we learned today. So go ahead and enter the code 84408701. And I have to use this. So they're just, the people online might not be able to. Sorry, it's 84408701. Yeah, I gotta. Oops. Here, I'll open the screen so you can see it here. There you go. Do you guys see it? 84408701. Perfect. So it looks like some people have joined. I'm going to move the camera down there. There we go. All right, so once you enter the code, you'll join the quiz, and then it'll give you like an icon, and I see lots of people joining already. So just remember the icon and the username it assigns you, because that will be your player for the game. All right, everyone in that wants to be in, or does anyone need any help getting in? Do you need some help? And it's not working? Anyone else need any help? We want to make sure we get all the competition in here. No? Are you in? Oh, okay. And if you don't have your phone and you want to play, partner with someone that does have a phone. All right, we have a few more people joining. All right, so the way the game works, I'm guessing most of you know how this works, is that a question will come up on the screen, and then you'll have a multiple choice answer on your phone. You have 10 seconds to answer the question, and you get points for right answers and how fast you answer, right? Okay. And then after each question, we'll show the leaderboard. Here we go. What is the expert recommended blood fee range? Look at your phone for the answers. Oh man, you guys are great. Look at this. 2 to 6 mg per deciliter, and everyone answered correctly. So let's look at the leaderboard. So now that everyone answered correctly, it's going to depend on how fast to have a tiebreaker here. Woo. All right, look at that. So Clark and Mars and Jessica, the top 3 positions here. All right, question 2. This can be a symptom of high blood fee. Everyone's voted. So anxiety, that's right. Trouble focusing, that's right. Irritability. So the correct answer then would be all of the above. All right, let's see. Clark? Oh, looks like Clark is still holding strong in the lead here. Jessica into the 2nd position, and Clippy as in the 3rd position. All right, question 3. The capital of Washington State is.
Seattle, guys. Seattle, guys.
Olympia, but I like how you were trying to throw people off there. I think Clark is still Clark. We still have Clark, Jessica, and Clippy in our top 3 positions. All right, question 4. High blood fee could affect your ability to Oh, good job, guys. Woo! Yep, remember, complete tasks, focus, or impact your relationships. So everyone got it right, all of the above. Look at our leaderboard. Any changes, or is Clark gonna hold strong? Looks like Clark might be taking this. We still have Clark, Jessica, and Clippy in the lead. All right, let's see if question 5 can throw them off. What state shares a border with Washington? Time's up. Oh. The correct answer is Idaho. All right, let's look at our final leaderboard. Clark. Good job, guys. All right, I am going to pass it over the baton of talking to Corey. Thank you all.
Hey, thank you so much, Lisa. So you guys are competitive. I like that. Good job on the mentee game. So today we've learned a lot about high fee, why we care about it and how it can affect our daily lives, and how to use the fee tracker tool to understand kind of where you're at. So I need a little help on this next one. What do you all do to help manage your PKU? What are steps that you take for PKU management? Just call out a couple things. Build a routine, great. Right, so getting into a daily habit and taking your formula, tracking what you eat. A couple of other things, you may, go to your clinic team and have a clinic visit on occasion. And we talked about earlier checking your fee. So checking your fee level once a month or however often your clinic wants you to check it. So these are all a lot of things that you have to do to kind of keep track of PKU, keep track of your fee levels and what you're eating. It can be a lot to manage. So today I want to talk about what you can do to help improve your management. And, if you're doing a lot of it now, that's great. If your parents are doing a lot, you can partner with them. But what we're going to talk about is setting goals to help you with your PKU management. Who here has ever set a goal before? Okay, we have lots of experience in the room. Who can help understand, who can help define what a goal is? Something you work towards, great. Yeah, so a goal is something you're going to work towards. It's something that you see that you want to improve and you take steps towards getting to that improvement. And when you set a goal, it should be specific, it should be relevant to you. This is your goal after all, and it should be attainable, something that you're able to get done. So let me give you an example. If I were to set for myself an unattainable goal, it might look like I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Who thinks I could do that? You're so, I love that. Okay, you believe in me. That's great. I like it when people are my fans. So that would be impossible. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't do it. But something I could do that maybe might help move me in that direction would be to set out my exercise clothes at night so that I can have them ready for me the next day. So that might be more of an attainable goal. So let's talk about setting a goal for you today. So before you leave today, we're going to work on you setting a goal, and we're going to use this tool here, the Good Day tool from BioMarin. Y'all have it in your pamphlet. So take it out and get your pen out, because we're going to write down a few things. And these are steps that you can take when you want to set any goal. Okay, so we're going to turn open to page 2. It looks like this. And specifically, half of the page is kind of our vision space. That's where you're going to jot. So I want you to think about the past 2 weeks with your PKU management and write down something that has gone well. The first thing that comes to your mind, what has gone well? A few ideas might be you came to NPKUA, or you met a new person at NPKUA who's a new friend. Maybe you drank your formula most days of the week, or you brought it with you. Anything that you feel like has gone well. And next, let's take a moment to write down maybe what's been a struggle in the past 2 weeks. What has been hard for you? Could be sticking to diet. Maybe you were supposed to check your fee level and you just didn't get it done. What's been a struggle? Okay, as we go to the last page, we're going to go to the last page when you're done jotting things down. I want you to think about how your future journey in school and in your social relationships in life, how that lines up with your PKU journey. We're going to pull all this together and write down a short-term goal. How long is a short-term goal? How many weeks would be a short-term goal? Got 2, I got 1, 2. Right, a short-term goal is going to be anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks. So this goal that you're going to make today is something that you're going to think about what was been a struggle in the past 2 weeks and how maybe you can improve upon that. And you're going to measure it in 2 weeks to see how you did with the goal. So the goal could be, you're going to put on the calendar to check your fee level. It may be that you're going to make sure that your formula is ready to drink every day. Any other ideas? Other good goals.
Maybe discussing what that might be. Filling out your symptom checker and asking your parents to do it.
There you go. There you go. So when you're writing down what you will do, what will I do, that's your goal section. I also want you to make sure that you pick a support person. Why do we need a support person? Who sometimes needs help with their PKU? Okay. So it's nice to have somebody who can be your cheerleader, who checks in with you, and also importantly, who can help celebrate your accomplishment at the end when you accomplish your goal. Anyone feel comfortable or brave enough to share with us a goal that they've made?
Like if I haven't followed my notes that day, because it's just like no habit. So like I wonder if that was yesterday though I took it as presented by a friend in the morning and after year. So I think what my work is like really
Great. That is a really good goal. Thank you for sharing that.
Feel free to comment. Work out your fears. Are there ideas?
So as you think about setting goals, because my hope for you all is that you can continue to use this tool as you go forward with your PKU management. There'll be easy times, perhaps there'll be a lot harder times. And you may need to take a step back and look at what you're doing to set a goal to make things a little bit better. So 3 things that I want you to remember today as you leave about goals. 3 things, and repeat them after me. 1, pick a goal that motivates you. So motivation, can you all say that? Number 2, pick an attainable goal. Attainable, attain, we can do it. And last, pick a support person. Support. Okay, so think about all those things we talked about today. Thank you for your time. What questions do you have about anything that was discussed today so far? Or any comments? Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much.